Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good week so far. I just wanted to go over a few things for this week. Most of this stuff is the same as every week as far as which assignments we have and when they're due, midweek versus end of the week. There's a couple differences I want to show you real quick. First difference is here in Quiz A. I think I have that open already somewhere, but Quiz A, let me just see here. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Quiz A. And so it asks you to go to this assignment, which the link to that is right here. Click on this link and it opens up right here. And number 4 is what you're asked to submit. Okay. It says problem number 4 on this assignment. So I go to that assignment. Problem number 4 says use the formula for a rectangle and a spreadsheet. Use the formula for a rectangle and using a spreadsheet, not the formula for a spreadsheet. Create a new file called Formula Practice. Fill out the table in number 1 using the formula abilities of the spreadsheet. Okay, so I'll show you this. I'll just show you real quick. I have a spreadsheet here. I'm just gonna go. Okay, so it looked something like length, width, right? And then it was asking about perimeter and area. All right. And 5, 7, 14, 3. 5, 7, 14, 3. And I'll just put a couple more on there. 7.2, 18.34. Maybe it'd be better if I just do this. There we go. Okay. 7.2 and 18.34. And I'll do one more. 2.5. Okay, you're going to do this whole thing, but just as an example, I'm just showing you with a few of them. Okay, but you're going to fill out this whole thing. So you would continue on 15, 17, 16, 33, 281, 541.5. Okay, so the perimeter, if you remember, is twice the length plus twice the width. So 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 7 is the perimeter. Okay, so you can add that up with a calculator and say, okay, that's 10, 5 plus 5 is 10, 7 plus 7 is 14, 10 plus 14 is 24. And you could go like that, okay, if you want to. But, I would still accept that. What the question's really asking you to do, it says using the formula abilities of the spreadsheet. What the question is really asking you to do is a little bit different, and this is going to save you a ton of time and be really easy. So all you do is you click in the perimeter box at the very top, first one, you say equals, and then click on this cell and do star, which is shift 8. So that means times 2, and then plus, click on the width, and then do star 2. Okay, so now what that says is the length box times 2 plus the width box times 2. Press enter, and 24. The reason this is so much easier is because now that I've done that once, I can click on it, and this little box down in the corner, click and drag that all the way down, and it will just calculate the perimeter for all of them. You do it once, and now you don't have to do it anymore. In the area box, area is 2 times, 2 pi r squared, right? Pi r squared. Okay, I forgot how you do pi. But you can go into, there's a shortcut for it, but you can go in here and use the formula. I have it crunched together, but you can go in here and use the formula to do that as well. Okay, and I'll see if I can find this and post it on an announcement how to type in pi. I think it might be pi. Oops, like this. Times Oh, I'm sorry. That's the area of a circle. My bad. I'm sorry. Okay, so the area of a rectangle is just going to be length times width. So you do equals length, and then star, and then width. Okay, so I just clicked on the length box, times, clicked on the width box, press enter, 35. Okay, now I'm going to click on it, do that same thing, find the little square down in the bottom right corner, and I'm just going to drag it down, and it'll fill in all of the area for the rectangles. We're doing rectangles, not circles. That's it. So as long as you did all of these, so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only did 4 just for an example, but there should be 7. And if you do all 7, just drag those down and then turn in the spreadsheet. That's all you have to do for quiz A. Okay. Let me go back over here. So that's quiz A. We have exam 2 this week. Okay, it covers everything after exam A up until this week, including this week. Okay. So it's not cumulative. So exam A material will not be on there. Exam A material will be on the final because the final is cumulative, but you don't need to worry about that quite yet. Practice up on that. You can use, let me see here. You can use the formula sheet for exam 2, which if you click on exam 2 instructions, it's right here, formula sheet. Click on that, it opens up. This is the sheet you can use. So I hope that helps relieve some stress, that you don't have to make sure that you remember all these formulas. You'll be able to use this page on your test, and so you can say, what was the formula for perimeter of a trapezoid? Oh yeah, it's right here. Okay. So, and there's maybe some questions from one for the money on there as well. So you might want to review that. Please note, if you score less than a 75%, so for example, if you score 74%, I will change the grade to a 0 per what the syllabus says, and then you either meet with a tutor or myself and then retake the exam. So once you meet with a tutor, just email me, say, Brother Mickelson, I met with the tutor and I'm ready to retake my exam. And I will open it back up for you, and whatever the highest score is that you get, that's what will be recorded in your gradebook. So if you got a 74 the first time and then you score like a 70 the second time, you'll still get the 74. But if you score like a 90 the second time, then you get the 90, whatever's biggest. Okay? So please make sure that you take your first attempt before it closes, which is Saturday evening. Saturday evening in Mountain Time. Even if you don't think you're ready for it, even if you don't think you're going to get a 75%, please take the first attempt. And then you can study for it, meet with a tutor, and then retake it if you need to. Okay? That takes care of that. I'm going to skip this one and come back to it in a second. We have another portfolio project, the visual chart for this week. So you may not use the visual chart on the exam, but you will be able to use it on the final exam. Not on exam 2, but you will be able to use it on the final exam. This is not something you'll have to turn in. It's just like the ones we did before, where you have a multiple choice quiz that basically asks, did you do all these different parts that you're supposed to do? Basically, it's asking, did you do what you're supposed to do? And you answer honestly, and there it is. Hang on to it, though, so you can use it on the final. Okay. In the learning report, make sure that you identify a SMART goal and explain, what the SMART goal is. So, okay. And then make sure you're also still reading your financial book for the financial book review, and start working on that as soon as you can. You don't have to wait till the end of the semester to work on it. Quick reminder, I think I may have told somebody wrong on this, but at 3 absences, there's no penalty beyond missing points for your attendance report, okay, which is so minuscule. As long as you're not consistently getting zeros on stuff, that will pretty much go unnoticed. At 4 absences, your final grade will be reduced by a full letter grade, and at 5 or more absences, you'll receive a failing grade for the course, no matter how good you did on the rest of the stuff, because we only have we only have, is it 14 meetings throughout the whole entire semester. 14 class actual gatherings, okay? So, important that you go to those. Okay, so now I want to just take a couple more minutes and go over the portfolio project, the budget and expenses. Make sure that you go look at the feedback. I gave every single student feedback on the last one. And if there's something that I felt like could have been better, I let you know. I tried to also let you know when you're doing good things, but I wanted to make sure that you knew if there's something that could be improved or changed to make your spreadsheet better. I tried to point that out. Also, there were some things like putting labels for future actual income and expenses. So you need to track actual income and actual expenses. And anyways, I didn't dock points for those last time, but I reminded everybody to make sure that you have those on your sheet. There should be, so this is the exact rubric I will use to grade it. You get 5 points just for turning in a spreadsheet. So if you submit a spreadsheet, that gives you 5 points. It must be a spreadsheet, not a PDF, not a Word document. Okay? And not a .numbers document from Mac. I can't open those. You need to track your actual expenses and income since the last time you turned this in. That gets you another 8 points. You're using a budget. Okay? So you get 2 points for continuing to have a budget on the page. We made that at the very beginning of the semester. Hopefully it's still there and you're just adding on to it. But some people, I did notice, they tracked their expenses last time, but then they turned it in without a budget. So it was just the expenses. And so you're supposed to have your budget on there and then track your expenses kind of to see if you're following your budget, basically, or if you need to adjust your budget, make any areas bigger or smaller. Okay, you should have total columns, or not columns, sorry, total rows or columns, or however you do it. There should be a total spot that uses the sum function. Okay, and the sum function should work. That together is worth 8 points, and it should be, organized and easy to read, and that's worth another 2 points. Okay, so let me just show you real quick what the sum function is. I made this little pretend example here just to quickly show you. Okay, this is my budget. I would like you to have more stuff than this on there. You should include everything you can think of, within reason, but everything that you reasonably will spend money on throughout a month, or might spend money on throughout a month. If you don't have a baby, then obviously you don't need to include this, but most everybody will have rent or mortgage or something. Food, you should be including food, right? Anyways. Okay. So I added these up. This is what I planned on spending. This is what I actually spent in this, just for an example. Okay. So instead of adding all this up by hand in a calculator and then typing in the number, you can just click on this total spot and say equals SUM, open parentheses, click at the top and drag to the bottom wherever you want what you wanted to add, and then close parentheses. Okay, come back and look at this again if you want to look at it slower, and then you press enter and it automatically adds it up. So you can do that again here, equals SUM, open parentheses, click at the top, drag to the bottom, close parentheses, and enter. And there it does it again. Okay, another way you could do it, when you have it side by side like this, since I already put the formula in here, I can click on this little spot on the bottom right corner and just drag it over. And there you go. Okay, so this is kind of one of the main points of the spreadsheet that you're turning in this week, is making sure that you use those sum formulas. They should be somewhere on there. Make sure that you label it total. There should be a total spot, and I would expect to see it under planned and actual. There should be a total spot, and you should be using a sum formula down there, and it should work. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any questions about anything this week, please let me know. One more thing, if you turned in any late work, please email me and let me know so I know to go back and grade it. Have a good week.